everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Now my skin is feeling so good right now. It's feeling really smooth and soft. What I did today, I gave myself a facial. I use this amazing facial mask that I created in my kitchen. This mask have my face looking good, feeling good, and I also get an amazing glow from this mask. It's a mask that can help to remove hyperpigmentation from the skin. It can also tighten and firm the skin, and guess what? It's good for exfoliating the skin. So if you're interested to see how I made this, if you're looking for the recipe, you want to try it, follow me to my kitchen. I'm going to share the full detailed recipe. And at the end, I'll share some tips on how best to use this on your skin for fast, effective result.
Now to make this recipe, we're going to be using oatmeal. We're also going to be using some coffee, either ground or old beans. We're also going to use some orange peel powder. We're using milk, regular milk or soy milk or even almond milk. And we're also going to be using some rose water or green tea. So now let's put this together. Now I'm going to use a blender for this recipe. However, if you have ground coffee, you do not need the blender. So here I have the coffee beans, and coffee contains wrinkle fighting properties, which will help to reduce the wrinkles and fine lines on the skin. It also contains exfoliating properties, which will help to get rid of the dead skin cells from the surface of the skin. For this recipe, we're using unflavored coffee beans, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to ground. So I'm going to pour about a tablespoon of the coffee beans in a blender. If you have ground coffee, you can choose to skip this stage. So let's just cover and blend to a powder. Now after blending, take a look. Here we have our blended coffee bean, also known as ground coffee. Now we're going to set this aside and reach for our oatmeal. Now oatmeal contains absorbing property, which will help to get rid of the excess oils from the skin. Oatmeal will also help to tighten and firm the skin. To tighten and firm the skin with oatmeal, you definitely need to blend it to a powder. Oatmeal is good for oily skin, it's good for wrinkled skin, and it is also good for plumping that skin. So I'm going to take about a quarter cup of oatmeal. We're going to reach for our blender, and I'm going to pour the oatmeal in the blender along with the coffee. So right now we have ground coffee and oatmeal in the blender. Now we are reaching for the dried orange peel powder. And to make your dry orange peel powder, you simply dry your orange or lemon peel, and once it is dried, you blend it to a powder, store it in an airtight container in your refrigerator. We're using this for its vitamin C properties, which will have the clear pigmentation on the skin. It will also have to boost the collagen production in the skin. So now reach for the blender, and we're going to add about a quarter teaspoon of the dry orange peel powder. And now we're going to cover and we are going to blend to a powder. Make sure to blend so that the granules are really powder-like. Now this combination is an amazing base. You can use this base to make a facial mask. You can use it to make a facial scrub. You can make it as a body scrub. It all depends on the liquid that you add to it. So take a look at this up close. Let me show you how fine you need to blend this, especially if you're using it for a facial mask. So take a look. This is it. And now we're going to reach for our liquid, and my first liquid is going to be the milk. Remember, if you do not have milk, you can go ahead and use soy milk or even some almond milk. If you have milk powder, you can also use that. Just add some water to it. So we're going to use about a tablespoon of the milk. We're pouring this in, and milk contains lactic acid, which will help to clear the skin of dead skin cells and also help to clear the skin of pigmentation. And now we're going to reach for our final ingredient, which is the rose water, hydrating on the skin. We're going to use about a tablespoon of the rose water. we're going to pour this in. So here in our blender, we have coffee, we have oatmeal, we have dry orange peel, milk, and also rose water. And now we are going to cover and we are going to blend to a creamy consistency. Now take a look at this. Here we have our amazing combination of ingredients all blended together to create a facial mask. Now look how creamy this is. Make sure to get every last bit out. This amount is good for about 2 applications. If you're using it on your neck and your décolleté, this is good for 1 application, so you can double up on the ingredients for this recipe. And once this is ready, it is now ready to use on the skin. Now let me go to the other side to show you how to apply this on your skin. So take a look at this. Here we have our mixture. We're going to take a full tablespoon of the mixture. We're going to apply this onto damp skin. So wet your skin before. And we're applying this in a circular motion. Now what I like about this mask is the fact that I can use it as a scrub. So when I apply it on my skin in circular motion, there's a bit of a granules, so that helps to get rid of the dead skin cells. Once this is done, I let it sit on my skin for about 30 minutes or so, and then I rinse with cold water. Now this is good to use on the skin 2 to 3 times per week, and also you can choose to store this in your refrigerator. If you are short on time, you can basically use it as a facial scrub. But for deep treatment, plumping, firming, and reducing wrinkles and fine lines on the skin, use it as a facial mask. So go ahead, use it up, and reveal beautiful, radiant, naturally glowing skin.